are here in Las Vegas for the WBFF World Championships. So it's really, really funny to think that probably less than 8 weeks ago, I was retired, done, wasn't really thinking about stepping on stage again. I was kind of chatting to a couple of friends that had competed in the Bahamas, and the owners of the federation, so Alison and Paul Dillett, were talking to the competitors at the registration event before the show, seeing how strongly they felt about kind of shifting the federation away from, I guess, the really super lean, super muscular, we'll call it the PED look, which is fairly prominent in the other federations, the untested federations. And I was thinking about that, and one of the things that I've struggled with personally for a long time is just how extreme of a sport this is. And when I heard that, I was like, that really aligns with me. I'm somebody that is, evidence-based, focused primarily on people's health, and not just their physical health, but like their mental health. And I was like, I'm in. I truly thought I was done, but I'm back and more aligned with the WBFF than ever. So we are here. We got in on Tuesday in the afternoon, and then every day thereafter until show day there is something massive and I guess eventful happening. So one of the things that is challenging for this particular venue is that the hotel rooms do not have any kitchen. So we've got a different room that has like a kitchenette, but apart from that, like, you can't really do like food prep, which is tough if you're kind of like me, decided rather last minute to compete in 8 weeks and your nutrition is tight. And I'm also IBS, so trying to find foods that don't have like garlic and onion and all the things that like really upset my stomach, it's been tough. So we go straight to Target once we got off their airline, and we're looking for like cooktop, bowls, plates, utensils, chopping board, all that stuff, and groceries. And here's us with like 5 suitcases and like 40 bags of like groceries, and I could not find a cooktop. So we went to 2 stores, there was none. We went to Target and we went to Walmart, and they've like sold out of all their electric cooktops. So I'm like, this is gonna be challenging. Then I forgot a can opener, and I'm like last night at like 9:30 at night, I'm like stabbing my can of diced tomatoes with the knife. I'm like, yeah, trying to like get it all together. So I finally sorted it out. I borrowed a cooktop last night to do all of my prep, and got it done. So it's been a little bit stressful. I also still have not seen any of my garments. Haven't seen a bikini, haven't seen my theme wear, haven't seen my registration dress, and I have not seen my gown for the media day, and I haven't fitted any of this either. So I've got a few hours to go over and find my dressmaker and make sure that everything fits, but she is also amazing. So shout out to Cindy from Front Room Couture in St. Pete. I'm pretty confident that she's already nailed it because she does a really good job. So before I go and do that, I'm gonna go and get a quick little pump up workout in today. So it's Wednesday, we've got our registration here in a few hours, and that's when all the girls will get dressed up into their beautiful gowns. We'll go and get our numbers, our badges. We'll hear from Alison and Paul. They'll kind of tell us the running order and how things are planning on going, and then it's just like woo for the rest of the week. So let's go and get a little workout in. I'm going to bring you guys with me, kind of talk to you a little bit about what I'm going to do and why we do it today in preparation for Saturday's event. Alrighty guys, this is our hotel space, which I have completely refurnished this room. It looks atrocious, but the whole reason we got a bigger room is because by later today I'm going to have like 5 dresses, giant wings, theme wear everywhere, so we need the space. And then also got to be able to like cook and have a space. So we've got my pretend area, and then I've also removed all of this stuff around. It used to be the back of the chair, and now it's my little dressing area. We had to buy a coffee machine, cooler, all the things, but we've made it work. So we do have a really cool view actually. So that it's a nice day, but it's not bad. Can see out to the hotel pool, because I don't watch TV, but that's in the way. But this is our bedroom, and then we've got 2 bathrooms. So the jewelry station. And then this is the hybrid room because the smoke alarm is right above that other kitchen I just showed you. So we know how that probably started. And yeah, I guess this is part of where I'll get ready, but then Lane has his own little bathroom just out to the side here. We get Lane's little bathroom in here. Super cute. So this is all he needs. That's it, just there. I don't even know whether he bought a suitcase with him. I'm struggling to find it. So yeah, this is our room. It's a new home for the next 6 days. So we made it to the gym. We are here at the Paris Hotel, and there isn't a whole lot of equipment inside, as you will see, but we don't need a whole lot this week for a couple of reasons. So first and foremost, I was still in Texas training in our regular gym on Monday. So that was kind of the last, let's say a big session, but it was a full body session at a higher training intensity where I kind of used all the normal specialty equipment. And then as you get closer and closer to show, you don't actually want to be training at a high intensity. The last thing you want is to have that acute inflammatory response after your training, which causes your muscles to kind of look washed out and be a little bit watery, and it's not the look that you're going for. So really, the whole point of this week is to slowly, as you're reintroducing all of your carbohydrate into your diet, to help fill out your muscle. The training sessions are really being done with the purpose of moving that glucose inside your muscle so it looks nice and full and kind of pops ready for stage. So nothing super intense. I'm going to train all the muscle groups that I want to look good for show, which is pretty much everything. So what I'll be doing today is a full body circuit, nothing over like a training intensity of 7, so nice light weights, or 6 or a 7 even, just kind of going through the motions. So we'll pop inside, I'll see what they've got. I know it's not a lot, but like I said, it doesn't have to be super aggressive. So let's hope we've got some room in there to do it. So it's always funny to think to come into the gym once you've got everything, hair and makeup all done, because I guess they want to get all the girls through in the morning so that they're ready for registration in the afternoon. And it just so happened my original photo shoot for the Fit and Firm magazine, which is the WBFF's magazine, I had a photo shoot today. It was meant to be at 10 a.m. So my original makeup and hair was scheduled at 8 o'clock. And I actually did a consultation with Alison last Friday to get some feedback about what kind of looks that she wanted. And she sent me through the photo board. One was late Saturday evening and then the next one was Sunday. So I had this amazing photo board, but I didn't have any of the pieces. So to order them, the quickest that I could get them sent out was Wednesday. So I ended up having to have Lane pack everything in his suitcase because he came separate. So I moved the photo shoot to Friday and I wasn't rescheduled hair and makeup for today's registration. So the girls were like, oh, come in early, we'll get you done. I was like, oh no, I was hoping to get a workout in. So whatever, I'll be able to touch it up and still hopefully look amazing, but it's very heavy. It's so not what I'm used to wearing, but you know, you're up on stage, lots of bright lights. I guess they don't want you looking washed out. So right now I feel like a bit of a cake face, but it is what it is. I will be fixing it later. Hopefully it looks good. So I think I might start with some glutes, and then we'll probably hit my quads, biggest muscle groups first, and then move down to the smaller. And I'm not going to worry about any intentional arms because what's the point?
Can't see the stars, but we're reaching. Trying to get through the dark.
Again, alien. Give me a leer, give me a button.
One. Up and down. Come on.
I think that Most people probably assume when you go to a new gym, like when you get to this level, you're just totally comfortable and fine. No, I'm not. I'm no different to you guys. I just put myself in really uncomfortable situations and I do it anyway.
Lost our gravity, now we're weightless. But I know in my heart we can take this.
This is really light compared to the one we got at home. So I might be doing 40 reps to get to that RPE.
No direction, we've been calling through the night, through the night. If love is a lie, then why do we need it? We swear we're alive, but we're falling to pieces. We fight like lions, we howl at the moon.
So I might go and superset quads. Just make sure that with these kinds of machines that you're not sitting too far forward. If you are sitting too far forwards, what you're going to find is you can't get to complete flexion, and then also you're not going to be able to get to full range of motion either. So you want to make sure before you start, you've got a lengthened quadricep. So you would have just seen me slide back. Now I can feel a bit more tension there on my quad. And don't have it so far up your shin bone that it's breaking your shins like it is for me right now. So we'll just roll that down a little bit. A couple of warm-ups just to get that weight.
We're beautiful creatures.
All right. Again, keeping that intensity light.
We're beautiful creatures. When your highs are low, keep the faith, yeah. 'Cause you know that a life's never wasted.
Here I am. I'm going to go to the hamstring machine next. I'm now technically tri-setting, not intentionally. Same thing for your hammies. You want to make sure that you're positioned in a way that is lengthening your hamstrings. So if I just kept it like this, I've still got a bend in my knee, so I want to take it up a bit higher, which is actually on the lowest setting it has. So I'm going to have to slide it back a bit.
Standing tall, shaking off the dust. Oh, now we know what we're made of. Ooh, we got monsters in our closets. Had a reason, but we lost it. No direction.
So this isn't quite getting me the range of motion that I would like, but it is what it is.
If love is a lie, then why do we need it? We swear we're alive, but we're falling to pieces.
Awesome. One tricep done. I'll do one more of those. Again, it's pretty light. You can see I'm not really trying very hard. I just want to get some of that carbohydrate moving. More than anything, my stomach, because it is a higher carb week, and also just traveling, being a lot more sedentary than I normally would during the day. Like we spend 2 hours sitting in hair and makeup, then the flights, like I'm just normally standing a lot more and moving. So from a digestion perspective, and again, some of you guys may relate to this or not, but you can have like people with fast transit time. Some people have really slow GI. It's just like, yeah, that's me. So I really need to do some movement today for that, among other things. So yeah. All right, let's do set 2. despite peak week normally being show week, I guess they call it in this federation. Got to be specific. So I would normally be going a lot more aggressive with my diet. However, because I started so late, I'm going to be doing a peaking protocol where I'm not going to carb up until probably Friday, to be honest. So this week, my nutrition is a little bit lighter. I actually think I'm probably just going to be in maintenance this week as far as my energy balance is concerned. Previous shows, I've had to cut up until almost the last minute, so I'm grateful that I'm not having to do that this year, because it's a little bit risky jumping in, you know, the day before, ramping up your carbs to like 400 or whatever mine usually works out to be, because you've just got to trust and know how your body kind of responds with the timing and your, I guess, how you digest and metabolize carbs. So I'm kind of sitting right in the middle at the moment. I wouldn't say it's the best position to be in. I probably could have come in a bit leaner, but it's always hard to know exactly what the federation are looking for. And then as a competitor, you're looking around at your competitors, kind of gauging where everyone's at. It's always a little unnerving. It's like there's no hardcore requirement. It's such a subjective sport, even more so than like your other divisions, other federations. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm always feeling really confident going in, because it seems to kind of change, you know, every year they're looking for. So I'm hoping that, you know, being a little bit softer than I would normally, that I am in a good place. I just got to tell myself that. Quads, hamstrings, glutes down. Next most important, probably shoulders. Traditionally, for figure or even bikini and other federations, I'd probably be wanting to prioritize my back a little bit more, especially in like bikini NPC, and figure girls, definitely looking for that big V taper. It's not really about the back in this federation. It truly is your whole stage appeal and your body composition. So only 40% of the judging for the WBFF is actually physique and conditioning. The rest is, you know, how your presentation is on stage and your stage appeal, confidence, all those things. So yeah, I'm just going to hit my shoulders. Let's go and do it.
And I'm too proud to ask for help. When you see me beside myself, I don't have to explain it, baby. Yeah, I'm over picking fights and trying to mend it with the height. Don't wanna know that I'm not right. I never have been lately. Yeah, sometimes I need someone to pick me up, overdose my mind with the
dumbbells.
When my heart beats free, take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Hold me close, show me, baby, where the light is. I was scared of a heart I couldn't silence, but you made me feel good. I like it. Take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Hold me close, show me, baby, where the light is. I was scared of a heart I couldn't silence, but you made me feel good. I like it.
just start to feel that just heat up a little bit and then stop.
You pull me off the front line before I run. Keep me cool when I get overdone. You can take me there when my heart's peace, when my heart's peace free. Take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Pull me close, show me baby where the light is. I was scared of a heart I couldn't silence, but you made me feel good. I like it. Take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Pull me close, show me baby where the light is. I was scared of a heart I couldn't silence, but you made me feel good.
We're pretty close to being done. Hey, this is that 45-minute workout I've been telling you guys about. 2 sets after E6. That's where it's at.
You made me feel good. I like it. You made me feel good. Taking the weights off to help with the pressure. And now it's you stressing, thinking it mattered. Here with you for hours, but it feels like seconds. It's only moments and I'm in heaven. It's only moments and I'm in heaven. Oh, you made me feel good. You made me
Give it a little breather. Man, I forgot to bring a drink. So for a shoulder press, I would usually pick 35 or something like that, but I don't need to do that today. So, heck yeah, we'll go 20.
We were so bright, standing in the sunlight, never got burned. We were alright, had that easy kind of love, and I let it in for a moment. Felt like we were floating, baby, I swear we were golden. It was easy, natural as breathing air.
Alright, I'm going to do a slight incline press. Incline's just going to make it a little higher up the chest muscle as opposed to your pec minor. Now, how to do this without laying on my hair or messing that all up. God, it sucks to be a woman. I'm just going to shave my head. Maybe I can start a trend. No makeup, shaved head. Oh, life would be easy.
Now I gotta crawl out of love. Now I gotta crawl out of love. It's so fucking easy to fall in, but now that this ain't what you promised, and tell me how to crawl out of love. Tell me how to.
All right, do a close grip row.
Got your words right. Always knew what to say in our fights. Look at us now. Hard as I try, I get halfway up the wall and you pull me down.
So again, super duper light. So light that my makeup hasn't even got any sweat on it yet.
Now I gotta crawl out of love. It's so fucking easy to fall in, but now that this ain't what you promised, and tell me how to crawl out of love.
So I'm doing close grip rather than a wide. I don't really want to flare up and I guess puff up my lats. It's not what this is about. Now if you're competing in figure or you're a bikini competitor and you have a tiny waist and you've been growing your back width to create that kind of V-taper illusion of a narrow waist, you're going to do a lot of wide grip, but I am not. So close grip, close position for me.
Now I gotta call out of love. Now I gotta call out of love. It's so fucking easy to fall in, but now that this ain't what you promised, and tell me how to call out of love. Now I gotta
Guys, I'm running out of exercises. All right, got calves to go. Pretty much done everything else. Might do a little bit of quarter finish. And I might actually do one more glute exercise, just because they are important, and I didn't train those on Monday either. So we'll hit those again, just see what they look like with a bit of blood circulation and some food in them. All right, calves.
You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway.
So I'm going to do 2 sets here, one with straight toes, and then I'll do toes out for my next set.
I said I can't stay. Do I have to give a reason?
All right, and we'll superset this with abs. That's probably a smidge heavy. You can see my poor little baby calves shuddering.
Before I love you, no, 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 I'm gonna leave you, no, no, no. Before I'm someone you leave behind, I'll break your heart so you don't break mine. Before I love you, no, 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 I'm gonna leave you, no, no, no. Even if I am not here to stay, I still want your heart.
You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway.
So for this one, just because I'm not a really large human, if I was to just bring the, I don't know what you want to call these, the seatbelt straps, just down here, it's going to be really hard to get a full range of motion. If I cross them over, it's just shortening the straps a little bit so that it keeps my arms in a better spot. And then I can actually hunch right over, so all the way down, which is perfect for that exercise. So I'm going to go and do one more set of calves and then I'll be done.
Is that what came between us, or did we do this on our own? So how do we get here? I'm asking myself why I'm so caught up. Better if we do this on our own. Before I love you, no, 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 I'm gonna leave you, no, no, no. Before I'm someone you leave behind, I'll break your heart so you don't break mine. Before I love you, no, 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 I'm gonna leave you, no, no, no. Even if I am not here to stay, I still want your heart.
You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway. You have for takeaway.
Well, these guys do not have any other glute machines, and I do not have any of my bands, so I could have done if I had a band here, a reverse frog pump, which you basically lay forwards and kick your legs back up. But in order to keep the catch off, you need a band, and I don't have that. So I'm up shit creek. There's no reason why I can't double up on the machine. So you guys don't need to see that because I'm going to do the same thing again anyway, but believe me, I say I did do it. I've got the man behind the camera to prove it. But yeah, that's today's session. It's really short and sweet. I'm going to get in a little bit of a walk because I've got about an hour and a half until I need to start getting ready for registration, and I still haven't seen my dress, and I'm hoping that it fits. So that's going to be it for me. It's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze, or it might be a swimming bag of sorts. I don't know. I'm hoping it's the former. So wish me luck. I hope it looks okay. Alrighty guys, so we have just gotten to the registration gala event this evening. So this is an opportunity for all of the competitors to get together, meet people for the first time, and then when we go inside, they've got, I guess, a presentation by Alison, Dillette and Paul, who are the owners of the federation, and we'll go through the order and the runnings of the event over the next couple of days, and it's just a really good time to catch up and meet people that we haven't seen, and there are so many Australians here that have made the trip over, which is really, really cool. So yeah,
we're doing a lot better than we did our first time, which we didn't realize that everybody gets very dressed up to like even the husbands. So like the first time she did a pro show, I'm rocking up in like, you know,
sweats.
Just no.
Lane's got his powerlifting
nice
gear on.
jeans and like a nice t-shirt on. And I'm walking in, and the dudes are like in zebra
Yeah, or like bright
suits and
purple.
stuff. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is how they roll.
Yeah,
so
we learned our lesson very quickly.
we leveled up a little bit. So
yeah, honestly, it's a lot of fun. I haven't seen most of the girls throughout the day because they've either been doing photo shoots or just out busy doing stuff, training, whatever it might be. So I think we should go back and.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I think.
Are you sure? Because you were about catatonic in the room earlier.
It's amazing what putting a dress on will do for you, isn't it, right, guys? So, no, honestly, I think it's been like the easiest prep that I have ever done, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, even despite being pretty aggressive from like the whole point, it's been a lot easier than normal. So
I feel like you're the kind of person who just like rip the Band-Aid off, do it fast, and just suffer for less time.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just walking over and I said to Lane, the thing that I am most looking forward to is being able to finish a bottle of wine, not just pour myself one glass of wine, because that's the thing. I mean, it's been really good to flexible diet and have the opportunity to kind of eat whatever I want, which is a huge mistake that I made when I was really young. You know, I would try and do meal plans and all the crazy things, little did I know. So, you know, the last 10 years has been a really awesome experience. And I know there's still so many people that really struggle with that. So
Yeah.
honestly, it's felt really good. Training's been, it was nice to get back in the gym because I was not training at all. I still don't have a gym membership, guys, just letting you know.
Yeah, we've been training at our HOA gym.
Yes.
So I think you're going to do great. I'm very excited. So why don't we go and meet some people and mingle?
Yeah, let's do it.
Intoxicating your kiss, intoxicating your lips. Nobody does it like this. I find it hard to resist. Feeling out of control, beautifully so. What's coming over me? It's a total eclipse of rationality. I don't usually say this. I don't usually play this game. Yeah, I know I'm not fake, but it kinda feels that way. I don't usually say this, but I think I should let you know. But baby, I don't wanna go. How could I go home?
Okay guys, so I have to stop this man. So he first came up and was like, hey, huge fan, let's chat. So we've been talking and I've actually mic'd him up because Mike Gobard, he has lost 160 pounds. using a variety of methods. Fat loss forever was one of them.
Yeah.
And then recently carbon.
I used the contest prep guide for this show.
Yeah. So share a little bit about that whole experience, because we were just discussing, the lift procedure afterwards.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Explain what that is to people and like the recovery process. Because I ask that all the time.
Yeah.
So share.
So basically, after losing 160 pounds, I had a lot of loose skin. You saw my picture.
Yeah.
And I had a body lift where they did an incision all the way around my waist, 360 degrees circumferential incision, and it's basically a tummy tuck in the front, so they pulled all the skin in the front out, and then they like lift the butt up basically, so it's down in the front, up in the back, and then the chest, they did an incision right down here, and they pulled all the loose chest skin out, so altogether about 10 or 15 pounds of loose skin they removed, yeah.
It's incredible, guys. Like, if someone's going to impress me, it takes a lot, and that is just insane. The amount of discipline and change is my guess. So what's like one thing that you would say to people who feel like it's impossible to change, you're just never going to get there? Like, what would you say to those people?
I was there. I was 325 pounds when I was 12 years old. So I was born to be obese. I couldn't fit in the desk in school. I was always embarrassed and ashamed of my body. And then after I lost the weight, I had all the loose skin. So I was still ashamed of my body. It's been a long road, right? Yeah. But what I just want people to know is, no matter where you start, even if you're pushing 300 pounds when you're in middle school, you can do it. Yeah. You can succeed. I'd say the biggest key is, number one, education. I struggled by going up and down 100 pounds over. I would lose 100 pounds, gain it back, lose it, gain more. Because I was trying all these fad diets, keto, I would get really inspired and crash diet and think I'm doing well, but then gain it all back because, of course, that's not sustainable. So it was educating myself, and definitely a big part of it was you and Lane's content, your books. Super, super helpful to finally get the right information to see the right way to lose the weight. And then on top, once I spent a while researching and becoming knowledgeable, then the other half of it is you have to want it more than anything you want in life. I mean, I sacrificed everything for this.
Prioritization.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's incredible. Give me a hug. I'm so
Thanks.
Hello, truly.
I'm really happy to have met
awesome.
you. I'm
awesome.
a huge fan of you and Lane. Thank you so much for all you do and all your work.
Welcome, guys.
In your arms, a splash champagne, feeling cold in my veins. Yeah, I got myself too drunk on you to drive. So I'm crashing here tonight.
Okay, so we are here, day 2, media day, clearly gold theme. It is incredible in here right now. I just want you guys to have a quick look at all of this. So, oh my God. It's a little crazy in there. So out of respect to the organisation, we are no longer filming inside because they're doing all the kings and queens and everybody is getting filmed. So we're going to step out for a little bit. But today, it's just networking, connecting, and everybody looking pretty insane. What did you think of the girls inside today, Lane?
It's cool to see everybody get snazzed up.
This dress, when I put it on, again, this is kind of how last minute this was. So I am so incredibly grateful for Cindy. You should see the train to this thing. It's like insane. Like amazing. So it was a little bit big and I hadn't seen it. I hadn't had any fittings. So again, I was terrified, but I got in there, it was too big, and I said to Cindy, like, what are we going to do? So I'm looking around for a sewing machine. And I'm like, no, there's no sewing machine. How's she gonna do this? I look over and I just see her cutting at my dress. And I'm like, then I turn around 30 minutes later after chatting with one of the other competitors and she's all gone. So thank gosh for Cindy. And she also did a really good job with your amazing suit.
Yeah.
So it was a little
I feel like this is like putting makeup on a pig right here, you know? Like,
I think you look really good.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. I'm
Thank you.
dying to go and get some of those like fashion shots. Sorry, we're going to be heading to Dragon's Lair after the media day today, which is Flex Lewis and Ali Lewis's gym. It's super cool, super masculine. Lane's favourite. But I'm really pumped for that. It's going to be a good session. And then this evening, going to be chilling out, just drinking some wine, having some food, and getting ready for a full day of photo shoots back to back the next day. So, yeah.
all right, shall we go in and mingle?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
If you'd only believe me, don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you'd only believe me, don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you'd only believe in me, don't you feel like that? I will love you forever. If you don't believe in me, don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you only believe me, don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you'd only believe in me. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you'd only believe me. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you'd only believe in me. Don't you feel like that? I will love you forever. If you'd only believe in me.
Day 3 here in Vegas. We are one day out from the show, and this morning and today is going to be absolutely wild. So this morning I've got a tan coming up, so I'm going to go from this to something amazing and nice and bronzed. For show day tomorrow. I cannot wait. Today's like the most exciting day. You know, you're ready for show eve, and then later this afternoon we're going to be catching up with some friends for dinner, and then big sleep ready for the show tomorrow morning. So stay with me. I'm going to come out and we're going to see a beautiful tan, and then on with the day.
Everybody get low, 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 low. Low, low, low. Everybody
Yeah, let's try like the hands scraping on the glass as we're falling back. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Let's try your hips kind of directly towards me a bit more. Yeah, amazing. Super moody eyes right into the camera. Yep, and then your eyes right over my head into the distance. Amazing. Let's let this hand lock over your head. Yeah, amazing. Let's do a bit more crunch. Let's imagine like you're trying to push your spine back into the glass. Yeah, great. Left quad. Nice. So eyes just over my shoulder. Nice. Eyes back into the camera. Okay, focus, chin up, the shoulder up a little bit, chin down, exactly. And eyes over the glass piece. Just drop your chin down a tiny bit. Get the fingers that are visible on the side so you don't get the as we drop your chin. Exactly. More tension. Bouncing again. Nice. Everybody get Yep. That's nice. Maybe both hands. Put in the bottom of the stool. Great. Everybody get Everybody get
When you're in my party, put your phone down.
How are you feeling?
Feeling good, yeah. I'm ready for tonight.
Yes, I think honestly that was my most confident stage presence by a long shot. But I went back when I got backstage earlier and I saw everybody in their bikinis. I was a little disheartened and I felt like that big gulp in my throat because the other girls that I've competed against before were a little bit more conditioned and I was like, what? No! So we'll see. I had a lot of fun though. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I was a little more nervous this time. For whatever reason, nerves hit me out of nowhere right before I was getting on stage.
Yeah.
My second time out for the 35 plus, I was good. I was fine. The stage was a little sticky with the heels. It made it a little hard to do our fancy posing. But now I've got the nerves out of the way and I'm ready to fight for that crown tonight.
Yes, I know. So this afternoon when we go back on stage, we'll do our theme wear. So we do come out once in our regular bikini again and then we have our theme to kind of bring it home. So if there was any guesswork between or close competition, this could potentially sway the judges for a win. It's meant to be 50-50, but I think a lot of the decisions are kind of already made. And then, yeah, I mean, aesthetic is only 40% of your whole, you know, score. So if you've got good stage presence, your makeup looks amazing, you know, your colors look good.
But you can lose it tonight. If you were the first one and you come out and you just don't bring it, or you don't your theme wear is not up to standards, or it is not amazing, you can lose it, you know, so.
Yeah, so we're about to get some food.
Yes.
We're having a burger.
Yes.
Cheeseburger specifically. So hopefully we'll fill out a little bit more and bring it even better.
Yes.
Woohoo.
Yes. I'm ready.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Stay calm for a little. Breathe. Do you find me? Let's meet in the middle. Breathe. Many hands have empowered me. And I've been long in my breathe. Haven't I lately? You've been trying to fight. Breathe. But I feel what I'm feeling. Let me show you what it means to be human, to be wanted, to be vulnerable. Let me show you what it means to be human, to be helpless and emotional. Let me show you what it means to be human. Whatever you wanna do with me.
Alrighty guys, it is Sunday morning, post-show. I am feeling a little nauseous, to be honest. We went and had a late dinner. Reservation was at 11:30, so the show starts, or the evening show started at 5:30 in the evening and went right through to like 10:30 or something like that. So it was quite a late night, but it was good to kind of sit down and like debrief with everybody and chat. And I actually was able to get some feedback this morning, which was super helpful. We actually ran into Paul and Alison Dillett just before we were about to go and have breakfast. So I guess the first thing that was useful information was Paul said, you set your standard last year. When you showed up to Vegas for Worlds, at that level of conditioning, that's where you looked best. He also said that he prefers the blonde. He was like, that stands out a lot more to him than the color of the hair now, which I personally like being blonde better, but I also am just over the maintenance of being blonde. So maybe we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I think if I come back conditioned for next year, then, you know, he was kind of like, you got it in the bag. But the other feedback from Alison and Alicia Gowns, who's Australian, who was one of the judges, who's a good friend of mine. And basically she said, all the girls in the fitness need to become smaller. And that's not saying smaller like super lean small. It's like we just don't want really muscular women. Stephanie lost a lot of muscle from previous show. I've lost a lot of muscle from previous shows. So I think we're kind of moving in the right direction, a certain standard of conditioning. So I missed the mark. I have no one but myself to blame for that because that's how I chose to come in, which is a little bit disappointing because, you know, you hear all this feedback from, you know, different coaching teams, from some of the other competitors who have a little bit more like insight than what I do because I'm not as involved in the day-to-day stuff with the federation. So I'm frustrated that I know I could have done so much better, but it is what it is. But one of the things that Alicia did say was get a brighter, way more bold bikini. So if we look at some of the other girls that were placing top 3, they were a lot more vibrant, like green, electric greens and oranges, like really big colors. And I've always been somebody to kind of play it like safe. Like I'll pick something that doesn't stand out. It's like the nudes or neutral colors or just like I don't know whether it's like the classy, is there a classy color, guys? I don't know, but I've always just kind of been like, don't stand out with like hot pink, you know? That's, I guess, great feedback. I'll definitely take that into consideration for next year. And yeah, I think they said like my stage presence was great. You know, from a like aesthetic perspective, they were like, yeah, you've got it. So I'm happy with that. Really, the only thing that I'm hearing is, you know, you just need to come in more conditioned like you did last year. And the reason that I didn't win last year was because of my posing. So I think next year, again, this is the first time that I've worked with a posing coach. So I worked with Toby Harrison for 8 weeks, and that was super helpful. But I know like if I can continue to work on that, we even discussed like taking some salsa classes, like just doing a bit of dance. So like that movement feels and looks more natural. And like, to be fair, like I don't dance very much anymore. I stand in front of a computer and that's pretty much it. I might like dance as I step over, I don't know, something to get out of the way. I'm just not dancing very much. So I think that that's actually really good feedback. So, like over the moon, by the way, I don't think I've even said where I came. So I think I was 4th. So they called out the top 5. Stephanie won. Then Afton came 2nd, and then Lauren came 3rd. So I am pretty sure I came 4th, and it was very close between Stephanie and Afton, just from a conditioning perspective. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. Like I delivered exactly what I wanted to deliver, and it just wasn't quite what they were wanting. So Lane, the first question Lane had for me this morning was like, so you're going to go back and do Worlds again next year? And I probably will. Like if I'm just doing one show a year and, you know, gives my body a bit of a break, because I love this sport. I love training. I really like having a goal. And honestly, for the last 6 months, I have not had, like my mind hasn't been in it, because I've just felt very lost, because there's no like ability to progress towards something. It was like, well, I'm not powerlifting, so I'm not really like trying to push strength goals at the moment, and I wasn't bodybuilding or preparing for a show, so I just really found like I couldn't connect. So I'd like to be able to find like a bit of a happy medium, at least for the next, 10 months or so before starting to prep again. And yeah, I think I've got some pretty clear idea about what I need to do for next time. So I'm starting a reverse diet now, guys. Like I am excited. So I will be jumping into carbon actually and getting my macros. I think I'll start tomorrow, and I really want to make sure this is a good reverse. One thing that I've never prioritized is reversing, and the consequence of me not prioritizing it is after show, I have always kind of very loosely tracked and regained an unnecessary amount of body fat. I'm still going to plan on gaining some body fat back, and I think that's important to start feeling better, to recover. I'd like to get back to feeling, good and plenty of energy, sleeping well, but I haven't really ever made it a priority, and the consequence is I wouldn't do my cardio, or I wouldn't always get my macro targets on point, or I wouldn't be as committed as I could be to training, because I've let like work flood back in, personal stuff flood back in, and it's just been somewhere down on the list. So I'm really excited about this, because I think it means that I'm probably going to maintain a leaner physique in my off season if I can execute this well. So tomorrow I'll be back on my normal routine, and for the next 8 weeks, kind of during that critical point where your metabolism is a little bit adapted. And I know I've lost some muscle during this prep, just based on what my body weight was on show day, which is like 59 kilos, which is crazy. Like my last show weight, I was 62. So 3 kilos difference in a 12 months time span. But I think part of that's because I lost lots of muscle in my upper body from not training. But I know that I've had some adaptations. So this is like the crucial part now, where I slowly reintroduce those calories, get them back up to a place that it's a little bit more manageable. Hopefully it means that it won't be too much work what I do my prep next year. So I'm so happy. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video.
if you guys have questions about competing with the WBFF, I'm actually going to be putting together a team for upcoming shows, specifically the Tampa show. So if there's anybody that is wanting to compete in Tampa, that's obviously where I'm located. I'll be helping out at that show. And then Worlds for next year. So I'd really love to bring a crew. I know that there was probably at least a dozen competitors that came up to me during the week of events here in Vegas and said they were using carbon to kind of prep, which is so cool. But I'd love to be able to kind of bring that all together and make it a team. You know, we can come in and represent. So if that is something that you would be interested in doing, or even just kind of joining in and seeing what that process of prepping is like, not necessarily competing, reach out to me, reach out to our team. All the details will be in the description for this video. And I look forward to helping you if WBFF competitions are something that you would like to do. But until my next educational video, I will see you then. Bye guys.